This is the Tom Barnard Podcast. Listen live weekday mornings, 8 to 9:30, or anytime you like as a podcast on the Tom Barnard app at tombarnardshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is what I'm about to say is great news for everyone because I had a lot to do yesterday. I, had a doctor's appointment. Just getting everything. Once a year, you should go to the dentist, the eye doctor, your regular doctor, just to make sure everything's cooking along just fine. Had that day. Yes, very, very pleasant day, no question about that. I just things are. What's weird about that though, because I had to run around so much yesterday, do all these different things, because I had a lot to do. So I woke up this morning about 45 minutes later than I usually do. So I almost slept 9 hours last night, which I haven't done in 50 years, for Christ's sake. But I woke up and I'm in a really, really good mood. So don't get in my face. I'm in too good a mood, damn it.
Well, why is that? Anything tickling your fancy this morning, or what?
No, I just think I got some rest for a change. I have not been a good sleeper my whole life, even when I was a little kid. So to get like almost 9 hours of sleep in one night, I woke up and I was like, God, am I in a good mood? Oh, that's right, I slept. That might have something to do with it. But yeah, I was not used to, when I first started at KQ, I was not used to getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning because the show started at 5:30. Wow, the first two of them, I think, started at 6, and then they went, let's put this back to 5:30. I'm like, oh, Christ. They wanted to go to 5 a.m. at one point. I said, this is not New York City. No, we're not doing that. Yeah, we'll do a morning show. It'll be magnificent. It'll be from 5 a.m. to noon. Yeah, great. Thanks. But no, I just woke up in this magnificent mood this morning. It's probably because I got enough sleep. Sleep is real. Do people realize how important sleep actually is?
Yeah, I don't think so. Like people, because we just have such busy lives, and a lot of times you hear people, I'll sleep when I'm dead. But it does drastically, like you're saying, Tom, change your mood when you get a good night's sleep, or even exercise. You start exercising just a little bit, you naturally feel a little bit better.
I went to see the doctor about that as well, and he said this walking program is working miracles for me because, I'm on that Livia program, so I've lost now it's over 20 pounds. So I got less than 30 pounds left to go. It's unbelievable, but he said the walking part of it is huge because, first of all, it gets your muscles moving. It doesn't stress your muscles out at all, but it also gets your brain moving. And he said, that's maybe even more important than the physical part of it. It just gets your brain churning in a very positive way, except for when you run into other human beings who are pricks blocking the sidewalk, Yeah. And then I'm nice and peaceful, and I'm coming up, and there are about 4 people in the sidewalk, so I come up, and I get about 2 feet away, and I go, get the F out of the way! And then I'm excited about that, too, because I got to yell at someone. It was one. Why would you stand and talk to your friend in the middle of the sidewalk?
Well, don't you know that's their sidewalk?
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, come on.
It's like, I didn't know that.
You're in the wrong here because that's public information. You should have known that was their sidewalk, Tom.
Tom, you imbecile. You should have known it's my sidewalk, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
No, it happens all the time, too. It's like, could you just move over? Could I get a little bit so I don't have to step in the gutter to go around you? Would that be okay with you?
Yeah.
It's just Jesus.
People just think the world revolves around them. I was walking through the Skyway yesterday, and so there's like a bridge. So essentially like a wide hallway, and people were having a conversation, but they're both standing on each side of the sky bridge. And so everybody that's walking is walking through the middle of their conversation. I just want to be like, you guys can stand on the same side.
Right.
Have your conversation interrupted every 30 seconds. But yeah, people are weird.
They really are. And are they getting weirder by the minute? Because it seems like they are to me.
Yeah, and I'm probably one of those weird people too. Like yesterday leaving, or 2 days ago leaving here, usually Alex is coming up the elevator and I'm leaving. And so I was on my phone checking a text message, and I heard the elevator ding, and I go, oh, that's probably Alex. And so coming around the corner, I saw somebody that kind of looked like Alex. And so before I verified that that is who I thought it was, very enthusiastic. Hey, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. And this lady looked terrified. like, oh, good.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Hi. Like, oh my gosh. Sorry. You're not who I thought you were. I'm just going to go jump down the elevator shaft.
Lady, I'm sorry I'm laughing, lady, but that is funny.
It was self-inflicted, but a weird interaction in the bathroom here, I think yesterday.
Uh-oh.
After the show, I went, did my thing, washed my hands. And I will say this building is super nice, but the hand towels, like the paper towel dispenser in the bathroom, we need to like change a setting or something, because it gives you maybe like 2 inches of like, you gotta rip it. So this guy was getting done with his thing. He's washing. He's waiting for me to use the paper towels, and I'm ripping. I had to do like 5 rips.
Whoops.
And then I see him over my shoulder. I'm like, what are we rationing around here? He didn't respond. He didn't acknowledge me. I was just like, this is super awkward. I'm gonna leave.
That very bathroom you're talking about, they had to do that to the dispenser, because there was a guy or 2 or 3 guy, whatever, would come in and pull about 7-8 feet of it, wipe their hands, and then throw it on the floor. It's like, what? The receptor's right there, about 3 feet from you. They would just wipe their hands and throw it on the floor.
So they finally caught on to my antics.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
They caught on to you, man. There'll be no more of that BS, I'll tell you right now. Now, I don't know. People have always been weird. Let's not kid ourselves. But they're very, very... Boy, eye contact makes most people really nervous.
Yeah.
You've noticed that too, huh?
Yeah. Well, because I feel like people think if they don't look, especially like if you're walking in, scary downtown Minneapolis, don't make eye contact with anybody. So I feel like, and especially after your pandemic as well, where you're just used to not talking to people. But people don't like to look at people nowadays.
What's so weird about that is when I was a kid, the older guys, like let's say I'm in 6th grade and these guys are in 8th or 9th grade, they would tell you the exact opposite. Always look at other people. Don't ever turn your eyes away from them. It makes you look weak or bad. I don't know if it's true or not, but I was a little kid, right? They said, no, make eye contact with people. You don't have to say hello. You don't have to nod. Just look at them to make sure they know you're looking at them. Yeah. That makes sense, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It makes sense that you should always be aware of what's going on around you. Like if you just have your head down in your phone, it's a good way to step out in front of somebody that's not stopping at a stoplight, or if somebody is trying to cause some problems. You can usually see that ahead of time.
I would certainly hope so. What, AJ, you've been hit by a car? You froze up on us.
Oh, no, sorry. I'm just looking at something on a different monitor here. I have...
we'll be working crossword puzzles during the show.
Trust me. I need to get my Sudoku fix every morning.
The Sudoku fix, absolutely. What are you seeing on it? What are you looking at?
Just a message from Zeta popped up, and it's just... it's telling me we got updates coming up this afternoon. That's all.
Oh, you're going to fix whatever the problem was getting going?
Yeah, we'll figure it out later on.
Well, that's nice to know.
So, yeah.
All you guys always shoulder to the wheel. All you do is work.
Yeah, I mean, hey, when do we take a day off? Never.
Oh,
maybe tomorrow.
Well,
maybe
there will be
tomorrow.
Well, I have to leave here after the Thursday show 2.5 weeks from now. So there's no reason for you guys to do that Friday show. They got best ofs, don't they? Or they could take a best of from the old family show and put it on. What's the difference?
That's a good point. I know Amy said she was gonna talk to you here maybe sometime next week about if we want to get maybe like a Don Shelby in for that day or what.
But you guys are gonna have to take some days off, for Christ's sake. You can't work every day.
I'll prove you wrong. I'll prove you wrong.
There you go. All right, we got to take a break. But the one thing about this job I'm not really wild about, it's just a few things. It's like, Phil Mackey, Chris Egert, Bob Sansevere, Tim Lammers, Kristen Bird. I don't really care for that stuff, but I suppose I'll put up with it.
Terrible company.
Yeah.
Terrible group of people.
Terrible group of people. The terrible Phil Mackey will be right with us in just a couple of minutes. That's a good thing, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Depending on who you are.
Considering it's only like 2 days a week, it's good.
Something like that.
Yeah.
All right, so we got to do our first break here. We'll be right back in a couple of seconds. K&L Surplus and Ammo in Line of Lakes is my choice for firearms and ammunition. And I do like firearms and ammunition, by the way. Never shot anyone, never want to shoot anyone, but just leave me alone. Jim, the owner, is one of the most knowledgeable people in the business and is great at getting you into the right firearm for your needs, because there are different levels, no doubt about that. K&L Surplus and Ammo also works with local groups on raffles and auction fundraisers. If your group has a fundraiser coming up, make sure to call Jim at K&L. Their number is 763-757-2614. He can put together a great package for your event and help you raise more money. K&L Surplus and Ammo is on Lake Drive in Lina Lakes and open Tuesday through Saturday. You can reach them by phone at 763-757-2614, or you can also visit them online at www.klgunstore.com.
The past several years have been the craziest in the history of the car business. The pandemic, supply chain, and chip issues all causing extreme inventory shortages that led to, well, predatory pricing. Some dealers charge thousands of dollars over MSRP.
We never played that game. I'm Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC. We knew that would leave a bad taste in a customer's mouth. More importantly, from an integrity standpoint, it was just wrong.
So what about the current market? You know, inventory and pricing.
Valley has their best inventory in years. Really all the Buick and GMC models. Even the previously hard-to-find Yukons, HD pickups, and Hummer EVs. Plenty of deep discounts. Many with factory rebates and low-interest financing.
Then it's a good time to buy?
It's a great time. We're welcoming our previous customers back, as well as anyone else that felt the treatment just didn't feel right the last time somewhere else.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Hastings, or valleycardealers.com. Car buying without the bad aftertaste.
Let's take a second to talk about my bank. That would be, of course, North American Banking Company. You've heard me talking about them for a long time now. When they opened in 1998, they made a promise. Do you believe that? They made a promise to deliver a better banking experience for their customers, where you know your banker and they know you. That's certainly true of me. I can guarantee you that. While a lot has changed since 1998, this commitment to being a true community bank in the Twin Cities has not changed. So, if you're looking for a better banking experience, why not bank with my friends? And again, I don't call people my friends if they're not. My friends at North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com or stop by any one of their 6 Twin Cities locations. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
You damn right you are. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the lovely and talented Phil Mackey from SKOR North.
Yes. Applause, everyone.
Yay.
Thank you. Yes.
There you go. Remember, God, you guys are too
Adulation.
young to Absolutely. You guys are too young to remember this, but I'm sure you've heard the recordings. Like literally back in the day, let's say in the 30s and 40s, like WCCO AM at the time had, I think, a 99.9 share or something like that.
Yeah.
So everybody listened to the morning and the afternoon. Well, they listened to CCO all day long. That's what they did. Mm-hmm. But the greatest part as a little kid, and thank God it only happened my first year, well, not, about my first 2 months at Brown Institute, where all of it went like this. Like, okay, so Phil Mackey's going to be on the CCO morning show right now, okay? So you would have a booth announcer. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from SKOR North, Phil Mackey.
Yeah.
Remember those announcers that used to do that? You guys are too young, probably.
I mean, radio. I definitely remember them on TV, whether it's ironically or not. I mean, like, well, Price is Right with Roddy. You know, you had big voice guy. But it is funny, yeah. Like radio, and then way back in the same era, 1920s, 30s, like the early days of radio. They would do for sports updates or play-by-play. They wouldn't always be able to be at the games or whatnot. So they would like get the ticker tape update.
Yes.
It would say, whatever, fly ball to left, home run. And then, you'd have sound effects in the room. Crack. Oh, there's a long fly ball deep to left field. And Babe Ruth has tied the game for the New York Yankees. And you'd be making it up on the fly, which is kind of crazy.
It was fun I'm sure for them, we weren't alive by several decades, but I'm sure it was fun to listen to because, they had like cowbells if somebody had a home run.
By the way, this is now that Valley Sports North has had a falling out with Comcast in Minnesota. This is how Twins fans consume Twins games now because you can't watch them on TV apparently in Minnesota. And there's a long fly ball deep left field. Yes, the boys have tied the game against the Boston Red Sox.
I don't know. James Cagney was a baseball announcer. Say, listen, you.
Hello, darling. Yes.
Hello, darling. How you doing? I used to love that delivery. It was pretty amazing. Sports, Twins no game yesterday. Now, Phil, I do have to ask you this because I'm a lifelong, since 9 years old, baseball fan of the Minnesota Twins. Yes, they did something they've never done before, but they did it against 2 horrendous baseball teams. We're not going to come back and start getting our ass handed to us on a daily basis, are we?
No, I don't. In fact, we on our Twins podcast yesterday. So our producer Declan he's not a beat writer, he's a beat podcaster. So he hangs out in the clubhouse. Yep. He goes to the stadium, and so he's on the ground. And before the Twins started playing these crappy teams, he put together the Declan Plan 1.0 and said, Tigers, White Sox, Angels, White Sox again. If the Twins can go 9-4 in those 13 games, they'd be back to 500, and they'd be still in the mix at least going into May, right? Well, they went 11-2 over those 13 games,
man,
and so they're including 10 in a row. They haven't lost in like 2 weeks, and so Declan told us, here's the next plan: the next 16 games, like you just said, Tom, are against actual good Major League Baseball teams.
Yep.
Red Sox are in there, Blue Jays, Guardians, Yankees. And so he says if the Twins can go 9-7 in those 16 games, that's not asking a lot, just play slightly above 500 baseball, then they'd be 26-20 going into basically June, toward the end of June.
Love it.
That's not as daunting when you think of it that way. Just play 500 baseball for the next couple weeks.
That's why Declan always wins the podcast award, and you guys never get it.
Because he can do math and we can't.
That's exactly it.
He's like, so we're gonna go 9-7, and Judd and I are like seeing numbers. Like,
right?
What do they mean?
Yeah, what does this mean? I was told no math was involved in radio and podcasting. Apparently, it is.
Oh, I was told the same thing. That's why I'm sitting here today. As a matter of fact, all these years later. Good God. So although, can you imagine
32 share? What does that mean?
No, it's actually a 35, but
35.
Anyway. And now it's a 1-6. But in any case, moving forward, God, honestly, God, Phil, I got 9 hours of sleep last night. Wow. I am in the best mood I've been in probably about 45 years.
You should put those sunglasses on for the rest of the show.
Should I do that?
Yeah. Are
there
those
are
aviators?
People who do that. Let me tell you something, brother. I'll just start doing. I'll get big tattoos on my arms. It'll be amazing.
Okay, speaking of Hulk Hogan for a second, since we're just completely off on tangents here. He did an interview this week. I can't even remember what the context was, but he went on some show or some podcast, and he still looks like the Hulk Hogan from.
Yeah,
I got to think at night when he takes off the wig and with the fake mustache, he looks pretty brutal. But he told a story about how when Roddy Piper died.
Oh, sure. He
got a voicemail from Roddy Piper 2 days later.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And he played the voicemail, and it was Roddy Piper saying, hey brother, just walking with Jesus today. I'm walking with Jesus today. I hope you're doing well. Thinking of you.
Oh.
And Hulk was like, I guess it could have been a technological glitch where he left the voicemail maybe like the morning before he died, and it came in 2 days later. Or did Roddy Piper leave me a voicemail from the afterworld?
Exactly. Did that happen?
I have no idea.
God, that stuff has never happened. Although I can't say that because, it was brought up to me that when I was 4 years old, my great-grandmother, Susan Barnard, was standing at the end of my bed. She came to see me, and we're talking and blah, blah, blah. I got up the next morning, and I said, Mom, when did great-grandma get here? And she goes, what are you talking about? I said, great-grandma was talking to me last night. She goes, what? I said, yeah, she was standing at the end of my bed. I said, Tommy, she died yesterday.
Wow.
I had no idea she had died.
It's crazy.
Now, I'm not saying this was an appearance or whatever. Do you think in some way I heard some whispers about her dying and then I kind of, worked it out in my mind so she didn't die? I don't remember hearing that, but
there's this, I don't know what, sometimes I don't know what I believe, but I'm open for ideas, I guess, is how I would describe it.
Yep.
And there's just a weird gray area when it comes to people passing away and this dimension that we can't comprehend that, I don't know, but yeah, I believe it, man. Or maybe you had a dream and she communicated with, my parents are dead. I still dream. My parents will show up. And,
oh yeah.
And it won't be like a weird dream. It'll be like we're having a conversation about life as if they're still around. And I don't know if that's their way of coming in and saying hi or if I'm just going crazy when I sleep, but yeah.
See, I'd like to get my parents together in a dream one night and go, let me ask you a question. Now that you're both dead, since you never got along in real life, do you get along in heaven? Is everything a little smoother?
Or do you have to stay apart? Heaven's great unless you run into that guy,
Exactly right. Oh, I kind of like this. You give your hand to me. My Ray Charles impression. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. But there are guys that wear sunglasses.
Tom, let's go.
There are some people on radio that wear sunglasses every day they do the show.
Well, because their future's so bright, they have to wear shades.
Oh, I like it. Who did that song? That was a great song.
Future's so bright, gotta wear shades. Oh,
God, who the hell did the song? My future's so bright, I have to wear shades or something.
It's an 80s song?
I believe so. I think you're right about that. But all right, so we got the Twins and Boston. Boston's pretty good, not great, but they're pretty good.
Yep, Boston's pretty good. They're gonna. So I think the collective record of the next 16 games, the opponents the Twins are playing, those opponents are playing at a 95 win pace collectively if you add up all their records. Ooh. So they're gonna go from playing a team that has 6 wins on the season, the White Sox, to playing some actual good competition, and then Game 1, Timberwolves Nuggets tomorrow in Denver. The Timberwolves in the second round of the playoffs for the second time in franchise history. They've never lost a second round playoff series. I'll tell you that.
See?
They're 1 for 1.
What do you think of that?
So there's a lot of people saying, and I don't think I disagree, whoever wins this series is the leader in the clubhouse or the favorite to win the NBA championship.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's that the Wolves are that good right now, and the Nuggets are the defending champions with the best player in the world, Nikola Jokic. And so we'll see. This is going to be a really hard series for the Wolves, but if they win this series, they probably won't face a harder opponent going forward.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Should be a lot of fun. Well, Tevin's been talking about it all year. He thought, and Tevin and my daughter Alex been telling me all year the Timberwolves are great. They're going to win it all this year.
Wolves in 6. We're moving on to the Western Conference Finals, and then you're on your own from there. Probably Boston Celtics in the finals. I'll be on Hennepin sometime in June celebrating during the Minnesota Timberwolves parade.
There's a radio host. He used to do a morning show on one of the Milwaukee sports stations, WSSP. Mm-hmm. His name is Bart. What's Bart's last name? But Bart. When the Bucks were down in the NBA Finals 2-0 a few years ago,
yep,
he put a lawn chair on the parade route and said "Bucks in 6" and put the parade chair down when they were down 2-0. Bart Winkler. Bart Winkler is the host.
Winkler, okay.
So that's what Tevin's doing right now. He's putting a lawn chair down on Hennepin Avenue, downtown Minneapolis. Yep. He's ready to rock.
I'm so ready. We've never had a team, I mean, outside of like the Lynx, but never like a core 4 sports team that's really competed in my lifetime. And so this is our time. Why not now? Why not us? Let's go.
Agreed. Let's go, Tom. Come on. Let's pump it up here. Let's get Tom a Rudy Gobert jersey. Would you wear a basketball jersey with no undershirt the day after the Timberwolves clinched this series?
You don't want to show this off, though. I don't even want to pull my sleeve back. I knew some guys, by the way, that couldn't pull their sleeve back because their biceps were the size of my head, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. We'll get you like a tight Wally Zerbiak throwback jersey that you can wear.
How about... What was the guy's name when they were the Minneapolis Lakers?
George Mikan?
George Mikan.
Yes.
George Mikan jersey. That's what I need.
A vintage. So those were like deep V-neck back in the day, too. They did
even better.
The chest hair was sprouting out. Those guys were all like dribbling. Instead of like the palm dribble, they were dribbling out in front of their bodies like this.
When did George Mikan pass away? How long ago? It's been quite a while, but I don't remember exactly when.
Like maybe the mid-90s?
I think it was about mid-90s because I was lucky enough to have. I was never in studio, but he was on the show a couple times on the
2005.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
He lived 2005. Really?
Boy, I killed him early. Wow.
He had some age on him, didn't he? Die in 2005.
Yeah, he was born in 1924, so I'm not great at math.
He was 80.
There you go.
80, 81. Yeah, 80, birthday hadn't come, so 80 years old.
Yeah.
Which for a guy, what was he about 6'10", something like that? He was a big guy. I know that.
Yeah, spot on. 6'10", actually.
Yeah.
Which then was like, I mean, you were a tree in the like a tall tree in the forest. It'd be fun watching some of these. Go back. We always like baseball. We do this where we talk about the great players from the past, but it would be funny to put those players in their state, like take Babe Ruth, 4 hot dogs in, and put him out there against like Joan Duran throwing 104 miles an hour, or George Mikan. Like if you gave George Mikan the strength training that these current athletes have, he'd still be one of the best players. But if you took like 1955 George Mikan and put him up against like, you know, Joel Embiid and Giannis just to see what would happen.
God, it would be fun to watch. Maybe they do that upstairs. Get it upstairs. You know, thanks a lot, Phil, by the way. For the rest of the day, I'll be looking at my screen. You know what my screen looks like right now? An episode of Cops.
Yeah.
Give me all your money. The cam's right on me, and I'm still committing a felony. I love that.
You look like the cop with the aviators who just pulled someone over for like not using a turn signal properly.
Yeah, you're the state trooper.
Yeah.
Okay, should I try to be a cop pulling a woman over?
Oh,
don't get us canceled.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I won't say it. So we'll keep moving forward, ladies and gentlemen.
Just save Tom's career right there, actually.
Yes, once again, ladies and gentlemen, once again, it all works out in the end. So, yeah, it should be a pretty nice weekend coming up. Some things to do, some things to watch, baseball, basketball. I like that. Get a little motion going, you know. Are they at home with they're at home with the Sox, aren't they?
It's a home series against the Red Sox here, and because people can't watch the games on TV mostly, maybe the attendance is going to be booming. Maybe they can take the upper deck tape off and put some more fans inside Target Field.
Somebody just live stream the game. Somebody just get on Instagram Live, Facebook Live, whatever live, and just
it's like a bootleg concert footage or something. If we could just have somebody with a camcorder behind home plate showing us the game.
Why are you looking at me when you say, hey, you should send us video of the game?
Tom looks like a guy that would be sitting like in the Champions Club front row with a trench coat, sunglasses, and like a hidden camcorder.
Yep. With Laudner on my right and Herbeck on my left. It'll be
wearing disguised mustaches.
Disguised mustaches, exactly. Exactly right. All right, pal, you got a big weekend coming up?
I think a big weekend of celebrating the Timberwolves stealing one in Denver and having a couple adult beverages afterwards. I think that's what's going to happen.
Do you mean adult beverage? You mean like San Pellegrino? Is that what you mean?
Exactly. Just some carbonation.
That's precisely right. Did you see that thing I posted about Kath and I were out to dinner at the place called Stress in West Palm Beach? And there's a woman, one of the women that serve tables there. She listens to the podcast and asked me about all you guys.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that hilarious? You're like 2,000 miles away. And it's like, oh, yeah, I listen to your podcast every day.
It's amazing.
Oh, okay.
You know, I had real quick before we go, I had someone come up at the Purple Daily Draft Party we did last week, and it was one of the best compliments you can give people who are idiots like us on microphones, radio podcasters. You know, we're just blabbing every day for hours. And this person came up to take a photo and said, "Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm hanging out with my best friend who's never met me before."
Yeah.
And that's I mean, the amount of people that listen for hours and hours and consider you part of their life, but you've never met them before. It's cool to meet those people out in the wild.
There's no doubt about it. They're very, very nice. The one thing I will tell you about the people that listen to your show, to Joe's show, to this show, they are very, very nice people. Everyone that I've met anyway has been very pleasant.
Yeah. Except the guy that emailed me yesterday who said, "You continue to tell lies about Kirk Cousins, you worthless piece of bleep."
There's no way people are still this fixated on
right.
Kirk Cousins.
What lies are you spreading about Kirk?
I haven't read the full email yet, but there's a lot of capital letters and swear words. So like 99% of people that listen to these podcasts are great. The other 1% are
I suppose
that guy.
You know what? I'm lucky though. On Facebook now, they automatically block stuff like that. So I have not seen one negative comment in the month and a half I've been on there.
Yeah. Yeah, you can like filter words that you don't, if you know, whether it's swear words or people's names, you could just filter those out so they never come across your timeline.
You know what always worked for me when I got something like that, when I first went on, well, it was Twitter back then, all those years ago. You know how much time I spent standing in front of the building waiting for Tough Guy to show up, and they never showed up?
Right.
Everybody's a tough guy. It's like, I'm standing right here at 917 North Lilac Drive. Come on by. Nobody ever showed up.
Yeah.
You know, not that I'm a tough guy, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, if that guy did show up, you'd be like, "Oh, God, but no, it's no way."
You know, I didn't know it was you. I'm really sorry that I said that. And therefore, no, it's not. people who do that are hardly ever tough guys.
Yeah,
They're
you're just like
tits.
you got Twitter fingers. You're just
Yep.
Why don't you put your real photo online, guy?
I mean, I don't like you, Phil, but he doesn't have to show, the same.
Right.
Yeah. It's actually my
No, you don't like me, but you'll defend me against other people.
Yes, that's exactly. You leave Phil alone. I get to attack him, not you. All right, Pally, we'll have a great weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday.
All right, go Wolves. Wolves in 6. Let's go.
And take the Twins with you. Because they'd be winning. Go Wolves,
Yes.
take the Twins with you means they'd be winning then, right?
Yep.
Excellent. We'll take a break. Be right back. Chris Egert will join us right after this. Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. To thank you, they're having an overstock clearance, a new product sale right now for the best prices ever when you use promo code TOM. And you get free shipping on your entire order. Get 50% off the MyPillow 2.0. Also get 50% off the brand new flannel sheets that just arrived and won't last long. 6-pack towel sets for only $29.98, and take advantage of the free shipping on larger items such as, let's say, mattresses and mattress toppers, 100% made in the USA. They're on sale for as low as $99.99. Well, everything's on sale, from the brand new kitchen towels. They have the same technology as bath towels, and this is the part I love the most. The bath towels that actually absorb. I like that. They have dog beds, blankets, couch pillows, so much more. To get the best specials ever, go to mypillow.com or call 800-516-5146. Use promo code TOM and you get free shipping on your entire order. So call 800-516-5146 or go to mypillow.com and use promo code TOM.
Is that text you're sending so important that you missed your turn? Is that text you're sending so important that you ran the red light? Is that text you're sending so important you didn't see the ball coming onto the road or the child that followed? Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. When you take your eyes off the road for even 4 seconds, your vehicle travels 100 yards. That's the entire length of a football field. If you absolutely have to text, you need to pull off the road somewhere safe and do it from there. Texting and driving is against the law and can cause serious injury or even death to you and others. Now that is important. We hope you're never injured in a collision, but if you are, please contact us.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Going farther with Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw & Bryant.
When you go to a restaurant, you expect the chef to be an expert. Yeah, make me a good meal, Pally. You expect your auto mechanic to be an expert when it comes to fixing your car so you can actually drive it. You judge them both by the results of their work. Josh Arnold is an expert in investments and planning your financial future. Josh Arnold is my expert, and he should be yours too. I talk to Josh every week, and he understands the market, the economy, and he knows how to plan for your retirement. Don't put it off another day. The man with your plan is Josh Arnold. Call Josh now for a no-obligation 48-minute evaluation. You got nothing to lose, and you'll have an expert planning and managing your financial future. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. I am a paid endorser.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
Channel 5's Chris Egert is brought to you by Mr. Money Talk Josh Arnold. Call Josh today for your free 48-minute evaluation at 952-925-5608. Chris Egert, look at him. He's all dolled up, ladies and gentlemen.
Mic don't work, though.
Your mic doesn't work. I wonder what he just said right there. What his lips come together like. What do you think he said after those lips came together like that?
Chris, you're just muted on StreamYard. You just have to click unmute at the bottom of your screen.
Jesus, can you handle this job or not?
Oh, your mic still doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
Your mic still doesn't work.
Chris Egert, muted.
Oh, man.
Let's be honest. I'm better.
There you are.
There he is.
What happened? You just all of a sudden popped on.
Some little weird code popped up when I first logged in during Phil's hit. So then I was putzing around with everything, and I must have zigged when I should have zagged. Sorry about that.
No, it's not true. Hannah did it, and I know it.
I'll blame Hannah.
Yeah. It's her fault.
She's a troublemaker like that Hannah.
She hasn't said hello to me in like 2 weeks. I'm getting really sick of it.
Yeah, honestly, the construction and the traffic has been a big. heaping pile of garbage around here the last couple of days.
Okay.
So to cross the river from Hudson to get over on the St. Croix, it's taking people like 3 hours right now because the traffic is so backed up. Can you freaking imagine that?
No, I cannot.
I'm like, I don't care what kind of work's waiting on the other end. I'm not going. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yep. I'm right there with you, pal.
I say that like I have a choice about whether I go to work. And I'll just tell them apparently somebody's trying to get over to 3M, one of our viewers, and told her that it took in Maplewood. So it's not that much further west. It took the person 3 hours yesterday to get across the river there. So
really 3 hours. That's just how it is, man. So what's going on in the world now? Anything we should know about?
You know, Tom, everything sucks.
Okay, well, we're all in the same boat then. Because I feel the same way. It's like I watch the news, like, ugh.
I want to, since it's Friday, I was going to try to bring you a relatively pleasant story.
I can't find one.
I got 6 stories laying in front of me here. Not one of them is really all that pleasant. But
let's talk about this then.
Yeah. Okay.
Just very quickly.
I got things, but you go. Yeah.
No, this is going to be very quick. I promise.
Okay.
One thing I do love about streaming now, it's so wonderful, is I watch your news every day. I just have the 5 Eyewitness News app. I watch your news every day. I always know what's going on, and that's the one thing I will tell you that I do love about all of this is that I can watch whatever I want to watch wherever I am, except for a Twins game in the Twin Cities.
No, you definitely can't watch that. But yeah,
Jesus, whatever. But yeah, so it's great to be able to do that.
And I had a question for you, Chris, because there were the 2 track athletes in Forest Lake that got hit by like an 80-something-year-old man that it sounds like they're in stable condition or they're going to make a full recovery. Was there any?
Well, an 84-year-old, this happened earlier in the week, and they were doing what so many – did you ever run track, Tevin?
Yep.
Yeah, so road running. They're out They're instead of being in the track, they're out run. Yes, AJ, I didn't ask you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can ask me. Come on.
AJ, did you run track?
No, but thanks for asking, Chris.
So anyway, they're out doing road work, which, Tom, that basically means they're doing their training out on the road. And they
really? I would have never known that.
Well, long distance runners in particular, they don't always like to run at the track. They like to go out and get them. Which I always think is super dangerous because the possibility for something like this happening.
Yep.
And an 84-year-old driver slammed into some of them who were in a crosswalk. So they were, it's not like they were in the wrong. And yeah, some information just came out yesterday from the district, Tevin, that said that they were expected to make a full recovery. They didn't go much beyond that, but as of the day it happened, like it didn't sound very good. It sounded like one of the kids was not going to make it. So
right. Yeah.
Whatever's happened in the last couple of days, that's very optimistic. So, and I haven't heard much about the driver.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he hasn't been like charged with anything or anything like that.
I haven't seen charges drop yet, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the circumstances were around it. So,
that's a tough row, man. It's great news, though. It's wonderful, wonderful news.
At what point do you take? I put that story out the other day, and Tom, one of the viewers was asking, like, at what point do you take the keys away? And I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what happened with this guy, and I don't know what the situation was, but it's a tough thing as people get older, and at what point the realization comes that they shouldn't be driving anymore.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. I mean, you do have to be. It used to be, I don't know, it's probably not still in place, but it used to be in the day when you got to be like 75 years old, you would have to take a driver's test to keep your license. At least some, not all places, of course, but some counties did it that way. That once you turn 75, you have to prove you can still drive.
Yeah, which I mean, it sucks. Like there's nothing.
Hey.
Right. It sucks. And I've got a 91-year-old grandfather who's still with us by the grace of God. And he will still drive from time to time. And like, I don't want to be the one to tell him he can't do that anymore. Like that, it sucks. Right. But you don't want, and again, I don't know exactly what happened here. So I'm not trying to draw any, parallels. Maybe the person was fine and they were looking, maybe they dropped a cert on the seat cushion and they reached down to try to grab it. Well, yes, I said a cert with Retson.
Certs with Retson, ladies and gentlemen. No doubt about it. I knew the voiceover guy did that commercial, as a matter of fact.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. But in any case, what the hell is I was just going to say something I can't remember. No, I did that Certs commercial. That's how I knew who
you
it
did.
Was. Yeah.
Did you get like unlimited certs?
I don't remember getting unlimited certs. I got to be honest with you. But
what was your favorite? What was your favorite flavor of certs?
Don't start this.
Why?
Never had a certs in my life. So.
You haven't?
No. Was that like a breath mint or something?
Yeah. They were.
Oh, then maybe
awesome.
I have. Yeah, maybe I have. Then I think you're right. I think
Don't
I actually
sleep
have.
on the fruit flavored ones. They didn't freshen your breath the same way. But
Yeah.
They were very good. Like you could just house a whole tube of those things, a whole chub of them.
A whole chub, baby. He's back on the chub. That's all I have to say. Oh, that didn't sound good. He's back on the chub.
Devin and AJ, were certs around when you guys were? I don't even know if they're still around anymore.
Nope. It looks like they were officially discontinued in 2018. But yeah, I'd never heard of them.
It's just it was a breath mint, wasn't it? Is that what it was?
Tom, you were getting paid big Retson money back in the day?
Big Retson dough, baby. There's no question about it.
What's Retson, by the way? So, Tevin, they had this secret ingredient called Retson. It was certs with Retson. And nobody knows what Retson is, but by God, that must have been the thing that really cleared your breath up.
You know, there's a listener that tells me every single day, and he's been doing it for decades, and he does it on this show. When he gets up to listen to his show, he listens to the movie trailer that I did for, what's the one that, like father, like son, like hell. What was that movie again? It was Christopher Walken and Sean Penn starred in the movie. What the hell was the name of that movie? But he listens to it every morning before the show.
That's
so he can
funny.
hear me go, like hell. Yeah, it was kind of growling.
At close range.
At close range. That's
Oh, at
exactly
close
it.
range.
It was at close range. It's a good movie, actually. I like the movie.
Hey, Chris, we had a listener, Jim, write in. He wanted me to ask you to pronounce the capital of Iowa for us.
Oh, no, that's funny. This person says this.
Does Jim have a sense of humor? Or what's
I
going
got a good answer on this one, actually, because I obviously know it's Des Moines, Iowa, because I freaking lived here my whole life, except for some of the years working around the country when I worked in the Seattle area. And there is a Des Moines, which is a suburb of Seattle. Des Moines, they call it. So Des Moines came up today in one of our scripts, and I kind of just went to muscle memory and I said Des Moines, and I obviously corrected myself right away because I freaking know what Des Moines is. But that's so you can tell. Was that Jim?
Jim.
Yeah, that's the reason for that. And you can look it up. It's called Des Moines, Washington. It's just south of Seattle.
One of my favorites of all time, ladies and gentlemen. I go to work at WAPE in Jacksonville, Florida. I'm down there, and this guy, one of the disc jockeys on the radio station, he comes over to introduce himself, and he comes over, hey, Tommy, I just want to say hello to you. My name is Jim, and I just work down the hall, and I just like to get to know everybody who comes in the building. They told me you're from Minneapolis. Minneapolis? Is that where I'm from?
Sounds about right. Close enough.
I didn't remember coming
I
from
would love it if we could
Minneapolis.
change the name of this town to Minneapolis.
Ladies and gentlemen, time for the news in St. Paul and Minneapolis. Yeah, that'd be
That might
great.
be the best. That might be the best PR the city of Minneapolis could ever get for itself. Would be just to change its name.
And it's so great he couldn't say the real name of the town after this. He's so locked in on Minneapolis. I love it.
Funny.
Sounds like he had a stroke while trying to pronounce it. It should just be a compilation of all the ways people butcher Minneapolis. It's not a hard word.
You're right. It's a compilation of all the way they butcher
People
it.
can't say that. It seems like such a.
Every celebrity, because a lot of times, musical artists, when they're coming to do a concert here, they'll put out a video on social media. Hey, I'm coming to, and it'll be like Minneapolis, and it's like, where are you getting all the extra letters and syllables?
Minneapolis.
It's not hard.
Minneapolis.
I don't know. It's so weird. It seems like it'd be so easy to say, but I don't know.
Well, it is people in radio and television. Let's not forget that part.
Well, that's a fair point. And as was just evidenced, I don't even know how to say Des Moines. So
Des Moines, Minneapolis.
Yeah, I went down to
works.
Des Moines,
I understand. All right, Pally, we'll have a great weekend. Look forward to talking to you on Monday.
All right, you guys, go Twins.
And take The Timberwolves with you. You got to add that part. Got some sports this weekend, man. I'm pretty excited about that. You know, I'm sorry to say that. I hate that because then I just realize most people can't watch a Twins game unless they go to it. That sucks.
Or you got to get DirecTV or Fubo TV or anything but Comcast.
Fubo and Buzo and
also you can get the other one still and watch the Twins game.
Yeah, but if you have Comcast, no dice.
Even then, they'll block it out.
Well, because Comcast, you can't, or I guess maybe you can't watch it if the game's sold out locally. But I know Comcast, they just took Bally off completely because they didn't pay their bills.
Oh, God. It's like working with midday guys. Did you pay your bills?
Well, the funny thing about that, too, is the other day, the first day without the Twins on Comcast, I go home. I can't watch it because at the Hubbard offices, they have Comcast. They have Xfinity. Can't watch it there. I go home. I got Comcast at home. Can't watch it there. I see that the MLB network is picking up the game. Fantastic. I can watch them. Nope. It's blacked out in my region. So they were playing like the top 50 plays of the month.
Jeez.
It's ridiculous. I can't. This needs to get resolved.
Well, when I first got down, started listening, trying to watch the Twins games, they blacked out all the preseason games. But then once the regular season started, you can get all of those. So I don't know why they'd block out the preseason games. That makes no sense.
Probably because you were in the area where they were being played. They do it geographically, yeah.
I suppose that is true. All right, we'll take a break. Be right back, ladies and gentlemen. What's the guy's name? Some Italian guy? What is it?
Robert.
Roberto Sansevere. Roberto Sansevere. Is that what it is?
I like it.
Yeah.
That is how you'd pronounce his name, by the way, Sansevere.
Yeah, he should go by That sounds so much more sophisticated and classy. Like if you should wear like a suit or something.
Other than just
I'll do the intro.
Bob.
Hey, Bob. How you doing, Bob? Hey, Tom. How's you doing, Tom?
Roberto.
Yeah, there you go.
I love it.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming up in just a couple of minutes, our sports hero of the day, Roberto Sansevere. What do you think?
I like it.
I like it. We'll take a break. Be right back in a couple of seconds. Bobby will join us right after this. Hi, Tom Barnard for Livia Weight Control Centers. Now's the time to get a jump on some of the Livia way. Join Livia today and get your first 8 weeks free. I said 8 weeks free. You heard me. In those first 8 weeks, by following Livia's nutrition plan with the help of their expert team of registered dietitians and nutritionists, you can lose up to 20 pounds or more. Imagine how much better you'll feel, not to mention how much better your summer clothes will fit. Join today, and you'll also receive a complimentary in-body scan. Now, yesterday, something interesting came up because I had full physical and an eye appointment on Wednesday and Thursday, and I needed a blood draw from Wednesday into Thursday, and I was wondering about that. So basically, when they do a blood draw, you can't eat or drink anything other than water the previous day. So I was wondering, I'm on this weight loss program. Is it going to really bother me to take an entire day off of eating so they can get a clean blood draw? Well, the good news is yes. And I don't know if it's GLP-1 or if it's just the way the diet is set up and all the rest of it. I didn't even get hungry the whole day on Wednesday, going into Thursday, of course. And it's got to be part of the program. I would have been starving back in the day, but I didn't even think of food. And the big part of it is when I did eat again last night, I was like, well, am I going to gain weight just because I now have nope, I didn't. I still lost a half a pound yesterday. So it was a magnificent day, man. You can join today. Get your first 8 weeks of Livia's nutrition plan free. Visit livia.com. That's LIVEA.com, or call 855-GO-LIVIA. And Livia's Medical Weight Loss is now offering GLP-1 medications. They work beautifully. I mean, you just don't get hungry. Starting at just $2.99 per month. Quiet the food noise and see accelerated results by summer. Visit livia.com or call 855-GO-LIVIA. Get a jump on summer the Livia way.
The past several years have been the craziest in the history of the car business. The pandemic, supply chain and chip issues, all causing extreme inventory shortages that led to, well, predatory pricing. Some dealers charge thousands of dollars over MSRP.
We never played that game. I'm Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC. We knew that would leave a bad taste in a customer's mouth. More importantly, from an integrity standpoint, it was just wrong.
So what about the current market? You know, inventory and pricing.
Valley has their best inventory in years. Really all the Buick and GMC models. Even the previously hard-to-find Yukons, HD pickups, and Hummer EVs. Plenty of deep discounts. Many with factory rebates and low-interest financing.
Then it's a good time to buy?
It's a great time. We're welcoming our previous customers back, as well as anyone else that felt the treatment just didn't feel right the last time somewhere else.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Hastings or valleycardealers.com. Car buying without the bad aftertaste.
In addition to having the best selection in town, K&L Surplus and Ammo also can help you sell your firearms safely and worry-free. Very, very important. You've inherited a collection of firearms from a loved one, don't know what to do with them, or if you have guns you're no longer using, call Jim at K&L Surplus and Ammo. Jim can help you sell those firearms safely and through consignment and auction. I know Jim. He's an extremely knowledgeable guy, great guy too. Will help you get top dollar, which is very important, of course. He will help you explore all the options and take the work and stress off of your shoulders. K&L Surplus and Ammo is on Lake Drive in Lina Lakes and open Tuesday through Saturday. You can also visit them online at www.klgunstore.com.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast. Listen live weekday mornings 8 to 9:30 or anytime you like as a podcast on the Tom Barnard app at tombarnardshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Da, 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 da. Bob says, if you're going to wear a Superman shirt, you better come across as a Superman.
It's a BS show shirt. It's not a Superman shirt.
Oh, yeah, it's not the logo at all. It doesn't look anything like a Superman
it's not
logo.
at all. Nope, not a thing.
Okay. What's happening, Pally?
Well, first I got to ask you, is your call name Catman? Because you look like you're out of a Top Gun sequel.
I am Catman. What be your sign? I used to get that call all the time. When people back then, we're talking the 70s, were really into the zodiac signs. That stuff comes and goes, you know what I mean? But that generation was really into, what's your sign? You know, they were always asking what your sign was.
Yeah.
But every time somebody asked me, hey, Catman, what be your sign? Okay, well, I'm a Scorpio. So try to spell that one, because most of them couldn't. But no, moving on. I just so things are good, Bob. Everything you got a baseball team that's gonna have to prove they're good.
Well, they're 2.5 games back, the 10 win in a row. And I'll tell you what, though, has the rally sausage turned rancid yet? That's the problem. They should have done like the rally jerky, because that'll last.
That's true. Good point. What do you guys think? Sausage gonna make it?
Well, it's a summer sausage, so you don't actually have to refrigerate those, to my knowledge. But if that package gets punctured, then we might be in for some issues.
It could get soupy in there.
Good. Yeah.
You don't like
Soupy
sausage, Bob?
Nothing
You
like
know what?
wet meat.
That's my new disc jockey name if I ever get back into radio. Saucy Summer or Summer Saucy. What do you think?
There we go. I like it. Boom.
I like that name. Everybody, I'm wearing sunglasses. Was that Phil's fault?
Yeah.
Is that who did it?
What happened?
Nothing. He just wanted me to wear my sunglasses the whole time I talked to him so he could look like a cool breeze.
Oh, so you don't have any eye issues? Because I heard you.
I had eye surgery yesterday. I did, yes.
What'd you have? Cataract?
LASIK.
Oh, well, you could see fine to the next day. I'm sure.
Yeah, I can see fine. Well, they're going to do it on my right eye next week, so we'll be done with that, and that'll be good. I just had the full physical, the whole deal, man. I just been through this whole deal. Before I travel, I tend to like to go get a checkup, just make sure everything's good. I got the constitution of about a 16-year-old, for Christ's sake. Things are good.
So you've never had cataract issues?
I did, yes. I had that.
Okay, so you've had cataract surgery, and now you've had the LASIK. Okay.
Indeed, it's true, but just really, really nice people. I was talking to him. He said, "What do you do for a living?" Because he's from, I don't know, Croatia or some place like that. I said, "I do a morning talk show." He goes, "Oh, it's really, really nice." I said, "So, what's your deal, Doc?" And he said, "Well, I'm from Croatia originally, and I graduated from Harvard Medical School." I'm like, Jesus, Harvard Medical School, pardon me.
Well, if he'd said Croatia State,
that'd be different. Yeah,
give you pause.
That would be different, Bob. Yes, than Harvard. But yeah, just a great guy. Just a really, really nice guy. In any case, so we got the Twins, we got the Timberwolves. You got to get to this, Bob, because I'm telling you, Tevin's going to pass out from excitement one of these seconds.
Well, Tevin, here's what you don't want. I predicted that the Suns would beat the Wolves, maybe in even a sweep.
Ooh.
And I was dead wrong. Now I'm predicting that the Wolves will sweep Denver. So you're in trouble. I am the negative indicator when it comes to the Timberwolves.
Because I believed your prediction so much, Bob, there that you sounded so convicted in your words. No, I think that we're definitely not going to sweep them, but I think we can beat them in 6. We got to steal one on the road, hopefully this first game, but it's the Wolves are looking good.
Here's the key to that series. The key actually is Karl Anthony Towns, and if he doesn't, and he had a good series this last one, but he can't be, and this is Charles Barkley and Shaq. Remember last year he called him and Rudy Gobert 14 pounds or 14 feet of dumb?
Yes.
Well, Gobert smartened up. Cat has to prove he's no longer 7 feet of dumb. If he isn't, they'll win the series. But if he gets into foul trouble, or decides he's going to take over the game, then they're in trouble. They got to let it. I mean, Anthony Edwards, he is at his age now, he is going to be a superstar for the next 10 years if he doesn't get hurt, because he's unbelievable to watch. He's worth watching. I mean, he's one of the guys in the NBA that you want to watch him play. I mean, when you think about some teams, or who do I want to, this is a guy you want to see if he's coming to your town.
Yeah,
because he's always going to have a spectacular dunk or, several of them in a game.
Yep. Yeah, no, and with Karl Anthony Towns, I think you're right, Bob, where you say you can't get into foul trouble. And it's like when the post game with him and Anthony Edwards sitting at the table,
yes.
Goes, just stop effing fouling. Like, just stop already. So I think he understands what's going on.
Well, no, he's been told, but he doesn't listen. He still doesn't. And I'll tell you what, with Jokic there, he's going to get fouls because he's going to try to take him on and show that he's better than he is. And Gobert, both of them have to have big games. I'm talking about Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns, because you're talking about a guy who is one of the, if not the best, most dominant player in the league.
Yeah.
He showed that in last year's NBA Finals run. So,
yeah.
And I do think I don't fully agree with Mike Bryant, who thinks Boston's the best team in the NBA, because that East is easy to beat up on.
Now, wait a minute, Bob. Where's a guy from that thinks Boston's the best team in basketball? Where is he from?
It's the Boston area.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize that.
Well, it's a heck of a team, but keep in mind, remember a few years ago, was it when Cleveland they had LeBron, I got to run through everything. Well, yeah, they ran through the East and then ran up against the Warriors.
Yep.
And this West is as competitive as any conference has ever been. And I just think that you come out of here, the West, the team that wins the West will win the NBA Finals. Again, though, keep in mind, I predicted that the Wolves would go down to the Suns. So I'm not real good at this basketball thing.
Well, but
football,
Bob, I think everybody thought that the Wolves could never beat.
Well, because they got crushed in the regular season.
Exactly. Phoenix was kicking their ass. And that just for some reason that happens. I don't understand why.
How they were able to just flip it. So,
all right, Sandy, what are you going to do for the rest of the weekend?
Well, I'll be going to a high school rodeo with a couple of my kids.
The rodeo. I can't remember there being a rodeo in North Minneapolis when I was a kid. But let me think back.
No, we actually have to go to Granite Falls.
Granite Falls, okay.
But if you're all around and you want to, I'm involved with the Buffalo Rodeo, June 2021-22.
Really?
So it's a PRCA. It's a professional rodeo. It's a lot of fun. Let me know.
I will have to come out and see you, Sandy.
That would be fun.
All right, Palomino, we will talk to you on Monday.
As always, I live for that moment.
We as well. Thank you, Sandy.
See ya.
We'll be right back. Timmy Lammer's joining us right after this. When you go to a restaurant, you expect the chef to be an expert. You expect your auto mechanic to be an expert when it comes to fixing your car. You judge them both by the results of their work. Josh Arnold is an expert in investments and planning your financial future. Josh Arnold is my expert, and he should be yours too. I talk to Josh every week, and he understands the market and the economy, and he knows how to plan for your retirement. Don't put it off another day. The man with your plan is Josh Arnold. Call Josh now for a no-obligation 48-minute evaluation. You've got nothing to lose, and you'll have an expert planning and managing your financial future. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. Tom Barnard is a paid endorser.
Is that text you're sending so important that you missed your turn? Is that text you're sending so important that you ran the red light? Is that text you're sending so important you didn't see the ball coming onto the road or the child that followed? Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw and Bryant. When you take your eyes off the road for even 4 seconds, your vehicle travels 100 yards. That's the entire length of a football field. If you absolutely have to text, you need to pull off the road somewhere safe and do it from there. Texting and driving is against the law and can cause serious injury or even death to you and others. Now that is important. We hope you're never injured in a collision, but if you are, please contact us.
Find Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Going farther with Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
Hello, I'm Brad Huckle, President and Chief Lending Officer at North American Banking Company.
And I'm Michael Bilski, CEO at North American Banking Company.
As a locally owned and operated community bank, we work with many multi-generational businesses.
Take Personal Care Dentistry of Roseville, for example. Dr. Walter Hunt, also known as Painless to me, has been a longtime customer of the bank since we opened the bank in 1998.
When his son Kyle was ready to join the practice, they wanted to expand quickly.
With their additional space and equipment, they now are able to see more patients each day while providing the same level of care and service.
Okay, guys, I'll take it from here. If you run a family business or any kind of business for that matter, you should be banking with Brad and Mike over at North American Banking Company. Every time I deal with them or their team, I know I'm working with experienced professional bankers. So why not bank with my banker? North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tim Lammer is brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury lawyers seeking justice for the injured. Contact Bradshaw and Bryant at minnesotapersonalinjury.com. That is minnesotapersonalinjury.com. Michael Bryant at Bradshaw and Bryant. Timmy Lammer's in studio. What's happening, Pally?
Hey, I heard Bob talking about the Celtics and Mike Bryant and said the Boston area. To clarify, I do believe he's from Rhode Island.
I think he is, yes. He absolutely is from Rhode Island, but close enough.
Yeah. Close enough. Yeah. You know, you always wonder, I saw a video online, Josh Duhamel, who is from North Dakota, from Minot. Mm-hmm. You know, he's a big Vikings fan. He's a big Twins fan. It must suck not living in a state with a franchise, right? So who do you go to, Yeah. So I would imagine, I'm wondering if everybody from Rhode Island would be rooting for Boston or somebody else. I don't know.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's all Boston.
It really,
I don't know for sure. I don't know.
I've never been there or Boston, so I couldn't tell you how close they are. I would imagine they're very, very close. But and then just quickly commenting on the Wolves deal, did they beat the Suns or something?
Yep.
Yes.
They not just beat them; they extinguished the flame or whatever.
Eclipsed the sun.
Yeah, there you go.
They eclipsed the Suns.
The sun has set.
Make that a headline.
The sun has set.
You know what? I am so freaking blissfully ignorant of anything NBA, anything the Timberwolves. I have my heart broken yearly by the Vikings. I don't need any more.
Sure, I understand.
I told you before, I got the Twins World Series twice. I'm good. Yep. Just a very, very casual fan. So yeah. But as far as how they miraculously beat the Suns, fix is in.
He calls the fix, ladies and gentlemen. That's real nice.
The fix is in, baby.
Indeed.
So yeah, we'll find out. But I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him.
Hey, I got the Twins and I got the Timberwolves this weekend. I got a lot of cheering going on.
Well, that's good. That's good. As I've said before, my late mother used to watch the Minneapolis Lakers, and they won championships. So I'm really good with that. So my game, as you know, is the movies.
Indeed.
And the summer movie season's kicking off this weekend with The Fall Guy. Now, did any of you watch? I would imagine there's two youngsters in the studio. They might not even know the Fall Guy TV series from the early 1980s.
No.
No idea. There's like does TV Land exist anymore? But you can get stuff on Roku and stuff where you can catch old episodes of things. But honestly, I didn't even watch it myself. I was quite well aware of it because of Lee Majors and being a big fan of his from the $6 Million Man and all that. Anyway, as Hollywood does, they tend to mine material that's been used before.
No.
Yeah, well, they updated this one. Finally, they got around to it. And Colt Seavers, played by Lee Majors in that original series, is now played by Ryan Gosling in a big budget action film to open the summer movie season. And I have to tell you, the lovely Mrs. Lamameter and I went to the advanced screening the other night. The crowd was into it. We were into it.
Good.
Very, very entertaining. Is it stuff we've seen before? Absolutely it is. But you just kind of have to surrender to this sort of stuff, right? It's a summer popcorn movie. The premise is that Gosling's character, Colt Seavers, big shot stuntman for megawatt superstar Tom Ryder, and we'll get to the name Tom, apart from Tom Barnard, Tom, later on in this review, because it's really, really important. He's the stuntman for Tom Ryder. Tom Ryder claims he does his own stunts, okay? But it's really Tom. It's Colt Seavers that does this stuff. He has a near fatal accident. He says, enough of this stunt business. I'm walking away. Unfortunately, he was dating the camera operator on all these films, played by Emily Blunt. Doesn't tell her, just leaves. He's gone for 18 months, gets a call from the producer to say, we need you to come back and do stunts. Plus, the camera operator, Jody, is now the director of Tom Ryder's new picture. So it's like Colt's thinking, I'm going to get back together with her. I'm going to leave from my Hollywood valet job and go over to Australia where they're making this new picture. And we're going to get back together. Once he gets there, he finds out that Tom Ryder has fallen in with some bad people. He's gone missing. He needs to find him. So things get really complicated. He finds out there's a conspiracy cooking and all that sort of stuff. So the bulk of the movie is finding this Tom Ryder. And again, like I say, when there's more involved than you would think. The interesting thing about Tom Ryder is, again, he says he does his own stunts. This movie takes shots at Tom Cruise and his claims about doing his own stunts. So isn't it funny that the big shot movie star in this movie is called Tom, just like Tom Cruise? I don't know. I don't have any doubts about Tom Cruise doing it, though, man. I don't know. How do you fake those videos? All those videos that show him jumping off a cliff and all that. But, you know, the stunt community, obviously, they take what they do, obviously, very seriously, or they could die. I mean, it's that simple. So this movie, as director David Leitch, a former stuntman who's directed movies like Deadpool 2 and Bullet Train and Hobbs and Shaw and stuff. I mean, he's done a lot of stuff, Atomic Blonde. This is what he says is a love letter to stuntmen. And it is terrific because the film itself is kind of meta. You know, it's like a movie within a movie because Jody Moreno is directing this movie, but David Leitch is filming this movie about this movie being made. So you're getting a lot of behind the scenes stuff. You realize how batshit crazy movie productions really are.
Oh, God, I can't even imagine.
It's insanity.
Yep.
So, you know, for a guy who loves that sort of stuff, I've always loved movies about the business. That was really, really cool to me. You know, on top of that, I mean, you get all that you would expect out of it. You get the action, you get the explosions, you get the romance, you know, great chemistry between Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. You get all of that. But I love the fact that they're paying attention to the stuntmen and they honor them in a way at the, you know, during the end credits, they show all the stunts that were done for Ryan Gosling and Aaron Taylor Johnson and other people in this movie. So, well-deserved. I love the fact that, again, these people, their jobs are so dangerous and it's such thankless work that they're finally getting their due. So I really love that. So 8 out of 10 on the Lamameter.
Love it.
Oh, all right.
8 out of 10.
Yeah, you're gonna enjoy it. I mean, again, don't be shocked at you know. I mean, it's kind of par for the course for a summer movie, but again, I like the fact that they're kind of going with the movie within a movie thing and all that stuff. I love that sort of stuff, which is an alien invasion thriller, the movie within the movie, which is fun too. I mean, it's really a funny movie. That's the other thing. It's a lot of fun. It's a very, very funny movie. So New on Netflix today. You must see this movie. It's called Unfrosted, which is the Pop-Tarts story.
Oh God.
It's like when I heard that announced, I thought, what in the hell could you make funny about the invention of Pop-Tarts?
Right.
Well, when you get Jerry Seinfeld involved, it's about it turns into a fictionalized version of things, and it's this space race sort of race to between Post and Kellogg's to invent this first toaster breakfast pastry, and every stand-up comic known to everybody is in this thing. So you're going to see a lot of people that and you're going to laugh. And you probably know a lot more people than I do, Tom, interviewing a lot of stand-up folks. But the stars are Jerry Seinfeld, and he directs it. You got Miss Melissa McCarthy, and you have Jim Gaffigan. And I've been talking about this with you, Tom, over at on the Family Podcast. Yep. Love Jim Gaffigan. Had the opportunity to talk with him for Forbes. And so that's, I'm going to be posting that on directconversations.com, the link that you can get that. So it's a really, really funny movie. I mean, you got so much talent involved. There's really no way of going wrong. And they take a seemingly mundane subject like Pop-Tarts and they make it very, very entertaining.
Glad to hear. We could use a few laughs, no doubt.
Oh my God, you certainly can. And one more thing I must mention, because if there's great ways of getting away watching films. If you go into the theaters this week, apart from The Fall Guy, you have a new movie called Tarot, which is a horror movie. Tarot. Which is co-directed by Anna Hallberg, who is from Minnesota. Her father is Marsh Hallberg, the criminal defense attorney in town. Yeah. And so Bob knows Marsh well, and Marsh got a hold of me when we were talking about Tarot. So I got in contact with Anna, and I also interviewed Anna for Tarot and her production partner, Spencer Cohen. They co-direct, co-write, co-produce this film, and that's opening in theaters as well. And I'll have more for you next week, but in short, I love horror movies. This is a great horror movie. This is very, very entertaining. One of those that you're going to jump a lot, you're going to laugh, and it's a lot of fun. I'm really impressed with what Anna and Spencer have done with this picture. And obviously, it's always a lot of fun to talk with people about how these things come together. So, yeah, that's also going to be directconversations.com, where you can get the link for the Forbes article.
Okay, what's the name of the movie?
It's called Tarot.
Tarot. Okay, like tarot card.
Yeah, yeah. So you know how you got that scary stuff going on with Ouija boards?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Any of you guys have a tarot reading done?
No. Come on.
Like that freaks me out, man. I mean, I put that up there with the Ouija board. Get that away from me, So there's this inherent feeling of ugh. And so these tarot cards, which Anna and Spencer had a hand in designing, these cards, the whole idea of tarot cards is it's supposed to tell your future. And from what I've read, a lot of times these fortunes aren't too good. But the old unspoken rule is that you never use another person's tarot card deck. And if you do, bad things are going to happen.
Well.
So that's the setup here, and so some nefarious stuff goes on after a person uses a deck that she shouldn't have been using, and all the people she dealt cards with, they're all in peril. So you can read all about it again in the interview I did with Anna, but again, I'll talk more about that next week. And Tom, I know you love seeing horror movies with Alex.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good one. I've seen it already. I'm going to see it again Sunday. Marsh invited me to a private screening that he's doing.
There you go.
And but I will see it with my daughter again at one point. Now, AJ and Tevin, you guys must wanna. You don't, Tevin, you don't like horror movies, or do you?
I mean, it depends on what mood I'm in. Like, I'll watch them, but I'm not like, if one drops in theaters, I'm like not rushing to go see it.
AJ, what about you?
most of the time it's a mid-afternoon. Shades are fully open, so there's sunlight in my room.
Sugar
Like,
kid all the way.
I'll go to. I think the last like in theater one I went to was like whatever the Conjuring was with the doll, Annabelle.
Annabelle.
Oh, Annabelle. Yeah.
There's
that
been
was like a
two
long
of
time.
them. There have been two of them, and I have to tell you, AJ, dolls freak me out. I mean, I'm surrounded by action figures here, so they better not do an action figure coming to life movie. But the dolls, the old ones, the porcelain ones with the eyes that.
Oh yeah.
Tim, if you ever want to get out of the review and into the production, that sounds like a good plot. A guy that collects action figures, and then all of a sudden they get possessed and turn against them.
It's
Oh
like
my god!
The adult toy store. Yeah.
Yes, yes. There you go.
That is. Hey, patent that idea right now. We'll co-write it. How
Yes.
about that? So, but I know Tommy loves horror movies, and so this is a really fun one. Horror movies should be fun, just like Abigail.
Yes,
You know,
yep.
that's a blood splatter, a blood bag fest. I mean, wild stuff happens in this. This one is more of a jump scare sort of movie, but you do get a lot of horrific images with tarot. So yeah. If you love horror movies, you got to see it. I think everybody should check it out. Really.
We'll get it done. Thank you, Timmy.
Have a great weekend, guys. Tommy, we'll talk Tuesday.
Sounds great. Thanks. Tim Lammers, ladies and gentlemen, sponsored by Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury lawyers. Michael Bryant, Bradshaw and Bryant, bringing you Timmy. KB2, Kristen Burt, up next. Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. To thank you, they're having an overstock clearance and new product sale right now for the best prices ever. When you use promo code TOM, you get free shipping on your entire order. You get 50% off the MyPillow 2.0. Also get 50% off the brand new flannel sheets that just arrived and won't last long. 6-pack towel sets for only $29.98. And take advantage of the free shipping on larger items such as mattresses and mattress toppers. 100% made in the USA, on sale for as low as $99.99. Everything is on sale, from the brand new kitchen towels that have the same technology as the bath towels that actually absorb dog beds, blankets, couch pillows, and so much more. To get the best specials ever, go to mypillow.com or call 800-516-5146. Use promo code TOM, and you can get free shipping on your entire order. So call 800-516-5146. Go to mypillow.com and use promo code TOM.
Hi, guys. It's Chris Egert from Channel 5 Morning News, along with my friends Megan Newquist and Ken Barlow. In the morning, we pride ourselves on sharing people's stories. I've been lucky enough to be part of this 5 Eyewitness News morning team for more than a decade now. This is where I've raised my kids and working alongside my friends for all these years. We're like a family, too.
We are family, Chris. Working with you and Ken and Hannah, it is such an honor to help folks start their day every morning on Channel 5. We get to catch people up on the news that's happening, and Hannah is here to keep an eye on the traffic around town.
And when it comes to weather, I know people rely on me to plan their day and get their family out the door. Over the last 10 years, there are so many memories and so many laughs. I just love sharing the forecast alongside you guys.
I feel the same way, Ken. To all you who start your day with us here on Channel 5, we think of you as family, too. Thanks for turning on 5 Eyewitness News in the mornings.
The new Tom Barnard Show is proud to have partners like Bradshaw and Bryant, MyPillow, and North American Banking Company founder, chairman, and president, Mike Bilski.
I've advertised on Tom's show for years, and the reason is simple. My business is recognized because of the ads, and that recognition has created growth. What business doesn't want to grow? I highly recommend the Tom Barnard Morning Show for your advertising.
Grow results for your business by partnering with the Tom Barnard Show. Visit TomBarnardShow.com, keyword partner. You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kristen Burt, entertainment news brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabankco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Why do you always have such a pleasant face when you come on?
What's up with your Top Gun Maverick this morning?
Oh, why is this again? Why am I wearing the sunglasses? I forgot.
Phil Mackey, right at the top of the show, said, "Hey, you want to go ahead and don some of those?" You had them on the brim of your cap, and he's like, "If you got them on, you might as well wear them." And they have not left since. So
no, they haven't. I had eye surgery yesterday, but my eyes don't hurt or anything. So I just thought I went for a walk this morning, so I did wear the sunglasses then because the eye has to completely heal. It takes a while. But yeah, I'm gonna have I had my left eye done yesterday, and have my right eye done next week. Having a full physical. I'm going through it all. Catherine,
I love it.
Well,
You're
since I
in
lost
for a
all this
tune-up.
weight, I'm in for a tune-up. I got almost exactly 30 pounds to go to get down to 214, so that's nice. And that's why I'm getting these physicals and all that stuff. My blood pressure was phenomenal. It was like 120/85, something like that.
That's great. Well, I'm calling this your Tom Cruise look. You look like Maverick.
Tom Cruise. I could jump up and down on a couch for you.
Oh, please do not do that.
Please do not do that, Tom.
Do not do that.
Well, you see that chair right behind me. I
That
can jump on
ruined
that.
Tom Cruise's reputation.
Did it really?
It did. I don't know if everyone remembers when it happened. Remember, he was dating Katie Holmes at the time. That relationship came out of nowhere. And, subsequently and years later, there are reports that he auditioned for women to be his wife. And Scarlett Johansson reportedly said, I walked into a room. There was a panel of Scientologists. I thought I was there for an audition. This seemed weird, walked out and left. But we will never know that true story of what happened between Katie Holmes and Tom Cruise, because Katie's father in 2012 probably pulled off the legal move of the century and basically surprised Tom Cruise with divorce papers. Because she had established residency in New York while he was filming in London. And all of a sudden he was blindsided by the split. But she reportedly wanted her daughter to avoid going into Scientology, which happens at the age of 6. And her daughter was about to turn 6. And the timing was very coincidental.
So I have a question. What is Scientology? I don't even know what that is. I've heard of it, but I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, per the government, it is viewed as a religion. So we have to state that, because that is fact. However, many people who are out of the religion say it is a cult. It's based off of L. Ron Hubbard's book, Dianetics. And I highly recommend Alex Gibney's documentary called Going Clear. And HBO has it. It is outstanding. It really explains Scientology from the beginning, because there's like a god whose name is Xenu. There are Thetans who are like aliens. It is essentially a sci-fi adventure that you believe in as your religion.
Yeah, it's a cult. I appreciate the the legal definition of what it is.
Absolutely,
100%. It's 100% a cult, and because who's the Leah Remini? Yeah,
Leah
she's
Remini,
like the big A-list-ish star that is was in it and out, and now is kind of anti-Scientology.
And she has a wonderful docu-series, I should say, called Aftermath. And that first season really gives you the scope and the damage. And if anyone followed recently, Danny Masterson's, he was convicted of 2 rapes. I had to follow that case pretty carefully. And the amount of harassment and stalking that the Church of Scientology allegedly did to the victims while they were testifying against Danny Masterson is atrocious. They were doxing people. And people are like, well, why is a rape from 20 years ago being tried? Well, they were also members of Scientology. And, Scientology, when it comes to sexual assault cases for both men and women, their track record is awful. They bury it and, tell the victims that they're the ones to blame for the situation. It's awful.
God, why would you want to get involved in anything? I've never understood that. You know what I love about this, though, what you just said, it's listed with the government, blah, blah, blah. What I like is they recognize Scientology, but not Christianity. It's like, what? They're both religions. What's the difference? I mean, there is a difference, but why do you celebrate some and not the others? I've never understood that.
I don't think anyone's celebrating Scientology except for Scientologists.
Yeah, but I mean, it is listed with the government, so somebody has to be in favor of it.
There's probably some money getting donated to certain places and raised.
They are the biggest real estate landholders in Hollywood, first of all.
Scientology is?
In the neighborhood of Hollywood, yes. They have some of the biggest property. In fact, their flagship West Coast property is there. It is a campus. And it is right by, there's a strip of bars that are really well known, the The Burns is right there. Right across the street is Scientology. And you see everyone dressed in their uniform, like the khaki pants and the white shirts and the and it's strange. I mean, a uniform is not strange. Plenty of people wear a uniform, whether they're a police officer, but it looks like they work at Target, sort of, but they kind of walk in, they don't associate. They're in their own little bubble. They used to throw, and I don't know if they still do, they used to throw very famous brunches back in the early aughts. And like a lot of the celebrities would go, the John Travoltas and the Tom Cruises and all of that. And they would try and invite their celebrity friends because they do the same thing as other churches, tithing, but they get a lot of money from someone like Tom Cruise or John Travolta. They've given a huge amount of money. And each course that you take, remember, think about this. Can you imagine going to Bible study and they're like, this course is going to cost you $50,000.
God loves you, but he would love you a little more if you bought the next series in our religion course.
And you can't unlock that next level of knowledge because that's why they call it going clear until you know all the secrets of the church, but you have to pay to get to those secrets.
That's why it's all rich people, I suppose.
Yeah, the final secret you learn is that it's been a cult the whole time and not
there you go.
Right. And the other thing to remember, there is, a lot of people who are average people do work or do participate in the church, but they're members of Sea Org, which essentially, I'm going to throw it out there, it feels like modern day slavery because oftentimes they're paid $5 a week. That is their wages. And I'm not making this up. This is all like and Tom Cruise's entire staff, whether it's household staff, whether it's landscaping or anything, they're all Scientologists and they're making not even minimum wage. They're making pennies each hour, and they are there to serve some of their top Scientologists.
So it's like being in radio, working for pennies.
But this isn't work.
Well, kind of it is.
I mean, in comparison to like going out and maybe mowing his estate, like the lawn on his estate would probably take you hours and maintain all of and you're making maybe 50 cents an hour.
Oh God. All right, I got to bring it up. I'm telling you, we tuned in last night to A Man in Full. Holy God.
Jeff Daniels.
Saw you and I were talking to the same people at the same time, pretty much.
Netflix.
I say Netflix. Honest to God, Catherine and I watched episode 1 last night. It's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be great.
It's a David E. Kelly show, too. His shows are so good, going back to like Ally McBeal and everything. Private Practice. He's a great television creator and writer. And this isn't a stellar cast. I mean, Diane Lane, Lucy Liu. I mean, fantastic.
No, Jeff Daniels is always... And who's the guy at the beginning from the bank? What a prick. And I know I've seen the guy many times.
Oh.
What's his name? He's great at being a jerk. Well, while you're thinking of it, I'll tell the audience and the other two on the show this morning. He's sitting there, and the president of the bank goes, look, we've got to do something about this. Your borrowing level has gotten much too high. We have got to settle this one way or another. And one of the other guys, the vice president, goes, well, how high is the number gotten? 800 million. What? You owe a bank. And then the assistant goes, that's not all. And our other banker owes them 400 million. So it's actually $1.2 billion that he borrowed from 2 banks. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, bankruptcy is a little stressful.
Jesus, 800. I was thinking, you owe us $8 million. Like, nope, $800 million. Okay, perfect. How do you get to a borrowing level like 800 million when you realize you might not ever get that money back?
Ask Donald Trump.
Listen, you should be from Minnesota. Oh, you did live here. That's why you're so political. Minnesota is like the most political state on earth. What does this got to do with Donald Trump?
Ask Donald Trump. He borrows a lot of money.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Well, take a look at what's been. He has a lot of money that he owes, and a lot of it's coming due. And I don't know how he's going to pay it with his legal bills and a presidential campaign.
Well, but that's why they're doing it. Look, I'm not even going to tell
I'd be
you who I'm going to vote
sweating if I were him. Honestly,
of
like I
course,
can't.
absolutely.
I am one of those people. Like Tevin, if I borrowed $1 from you, I would literally sell you $1 back. I don't like owing anybody money.
Yeah.
I'm just one of those. It's like in my DNA, and it will keep me up at night if I owe you money.
I have a question for you guys because you guys thought that was really over the top. It's so phenomenal. I can't tell the difference between Trump and Biden as far as the kind of people they are. Now, they have totally different politics, but they're the same person. It's all about money.
I think I was more laughing at just Kristen's reaction to saying it. It looked like she
because she's a pain in the ass. You mean like that?
Swam out of
I
the
went and hid.
Typical.
I had to hide because I was
Typical.
like, I'm going to
You
get
did
lots
hide.
of comments. But I'm not making things up in that Donald Trump his businesses have gone into bankruptcy. He's come
Oh, no,
back.
I know that. Yeah, I know.
That is all I'm saying. Like, he's borrowed a ton of money, but I was
But I
like,
mean-
I'm sure someone's going to give me a nasty note, like, how dare you? But I was like, it's just about his bankruptcy history.
But I guess what I'm talking about is the obvious thing that both sides are in it for the money. Both of them are.
But why else would you become president? Because you
You might want to help the people. That'd be kind of nice. It's a
No,
thought.
because you sit there and what do they earn? $250,000, $400,000, whatever it
Yeah,
is.
something like that.
It's not about that because honestly, the second you leave office, you've got book deals, you've got speaking engagements.
Right.
Because if you look at someone like Barack Obama, he was not the generational wealth type of situation where he came in with a lot of money. He was earning well, don't get me wrong, because he was a senator. But if you take a look at what he entered with in terms of wealth and what he exited in terms of wealth,
Billions.
exactly. And that happens with every single president. Now, some of them come from generational wealth. I mean, if you look at the Bush family, very well established. They just get wealthier on the exit plan. But every single president,
Every one of them.
single senator, congressperson winds up so much wealthier than when they began.
All about the money. There's no question. It's literally always about money. I don't like the way we're kind of twisting the. Look, I have no reason to defend Donald Trump. I've met him one time. I talked to him on the KQ Morning Show a couple of times. I've never talked to Biden. But they all of them, senators, Congress people, vice president, president, they're all in it for the money. You can't even deny that. Who's fighting for you and me?
I don't know. I seriously don't know.
There you go.
I don't have an answer for that, unfortunately.
I don't hate them, but I don't like them either. So I at this point, I got to be honest with you. I don't understand how one person can take one of them over the other. It's the same bullshit. Who cares?
But if you want to vote in November, what do you do? A lot of people will sit out the vote because of that.
That's exactly what I'm saying. A lot of people are not going to vote this time around because there's nobody to vote for in their mind. Good for them. Right now, I have no idea who the hell I'm going to vote for. I'm going to see. I just don't think throwing things into court and doing all that kind of stuff during an election, that's a bit un-American, if you ask me. And both sides have been going after the other side.
Hunter Biden's having fun.
Hunter Biden. Yeah, he's having a great time right now.
He's having
Hunter
a great
Biden.
year.
Well, and they've proven that Joe was involved all the way with him. So Joe's got problems too. I mean, they all got problems.
They all have problems.
They're filthy.
Here's an idea. What if they both drop out?
And then who runs though? That's the thing.
Literally anybody else.
Kristen.
Okay, AJ. No, we're not
That's how most people
resurrecting
feel.
my campaign. I nominate AJ now.
I want to hear Kristen Burt say, "Ask not what your country
Ask
can do
not
for you."
What your country can do for you. That's what you can do for your country.
You can run on a platform of like discounted subscriptions to Netflix and
Yes.
Hulu. Yeah, like,
Right.
I'm running.
Yeah.
Wait. This is my running mate. Hold on, let me get her.
Yeah.
Okay, now
We're gonna run on like kittens and like ice cream
Yeah.
and just happy things.
Yep.
suddenly
Works
I
for
love
me.
talking politics.
I'm telling you, if I could find one person that runs on happiness and trying to actually help the people instead of buying votes with our money. Look, all these guys, we help the poor. No, you don't. You buy their vote is what you do, you lying sacks. God, ugh.
My running mate has dropped out.
I'm sick of Tom already. I've only been
She's
here
like,
for a
I
minute.
am done. I was sitting all cozy behind you. She sits like right on the pillow behind me. So the floor cushion. Yeah. But How dare I mention politics? I'm sorry, you guys, during my entertainment
You do
report.
that. You always do that. You stab everybody in the back. It's just terrible.
Fault. I know it, but I had to I was hiding to like dodge any bullet that was coming my way over the computer screen.
I will tell you this, though, and I'm being very honest with you. I could start voting, what was that, in 1969, I guess it would be. You could vote at 18 then, I believe.
You can still vote at 18.
But I mean, it was 21 before that.
Oh, it was?
I
didn't
think,
realize that.
Unless I was being lied to the whole time. Tommy, no, you're not old enough to vote.
You just got to be 21.
I got to be honest with you, and I know there's a lot of focus on there's nobody to vote for right now. I look back at my life, I was never over the top voting for anyone because I always knew. I used to see some very famous people like Hubert Humphrey, and I can go down the whole list of people that walk up and down Plymouth Avenue, and they always left with little brown paper bags. Gee, I wonder what was in the paper bag. Like cash?
Sandwich.
Yeah, sandwich. That's what it was. They gave him a sandwich. I have never liked politicians. I tried to get along with some of them. I've helped some, never heard from them again. I mean, that's just how they are.
Where's my paper bag, Tom?
More me. Right here, sister. I'll ship it out
Send it through
right
the screen.
as soon as we
Where's
shut
my
the. Yeah, here
thing?
you go. I'm trying to get it to you, but it's just not working.
Why
No,
won't
look.
it go?
If you support Biden, good for you. You support Trump, good for you. I'm happy for you. If you like him, that's different. If you like him, good for you. You vote for who you like. I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
No, I think the real point is it's not even about sides. It's like, how do we get to this point where we've got
Yes.
really mediocre
Exactly.
contenders? And I think that that's really the focus. And you know, when you look at it in the Democratic Party, when Trump was in office, you had 4 years to like groom a candidate to be, you know,
Yep.
a solid choice. Same thing with the Republicans. So you had 4 years, and this is what you're coming up with. Like,
I know.
what is going on within the party? So, which makes me think like it's a mess within. And I think there's too many. You know, you've got the far left and the far right, and then you've got the moderates, and nobody is within their parties. Nobody's meeting in the middle. So that's
Okay,
where
we'll
we're
close with this because I actually almost teared up. Because you have to remember, John F. Kennedy was Catholic. So now, when he was elected, I was in, I think, 5th grade when he got elected. Maybe 6th grade, somewhere in there. But so that was a big deal to my mother. To have a Roman Catholic president was a very big deal. But, I mean, since that all happened, all those people being murdered, he and his brother and Martin Luther King, I wanted nothing to do with politics after watching that disaster in the late 60s. Everybody I admired was murdered. Every one of them. It's like, Jesus.
Well, it's always one of those thoughts. And I mean, Massachusetts, growing up in sort of the lore of like Kennedy legacy, everyone always used to say, what would our country look like had JFK not been assassinated or had Bobby Kennedy not been assassinated? Because he likely would have won as well. So I think that there's a lot of like what ifs questions there.
And do you think that was a coincidence? Gee, those 3 guys, the 2 Kennedys and Martin Luther King were assassinated. Oh, what a coincidence. No.
All within I think, the same decade. So yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Within what, a five-year period? Within a 5-year period. I mean, we lost the great leadership. At least I thought as a kid. I liked Bobby Kennedy a lot. I did like him a lot. But, you know. All right, we got to get the hell out of here or we'll never get the family show on. And it's Kristen Burt's fault.
It is my fault, but guys, there's so many good things to watch this weekend.
You're right
you've got
about
Fall
that.
Guy, you've got Unfrosted, you've got The Idea of You, Baby Reindeer, Man in Full.
Phenomenal show.
So many good things. So if it's a rainy day in your neck of the woods, definitely go and check out a movie or watch a TV show.
You sound so pleasant.
I try to be. After like 5 minutes ago, like dodging bullets, hiding in my closet.
I first of all, okay, let me close with this. I don't know if I could support anyone strongly enough to hate somebody else because they didn't support them. You see what I'm saying? I would never hate anybody because they're not voting like I do. What do I care? It's America. You get a vote and so do I. Right?
Yeah, if you choose to vote. I think that's good.
Yeah, if you choose to vote now, that's
vote.
that's a totally different argument.
I do always exercise my right to vote because it is a privilege.
You're absolutely right. All right, Pally, we'll talk to you on Monday.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
Oh, she's doing that again. You and Tevin are the only 2 I know that do that.
I've
Kevin,
never
you
done
do it
that.
That's a good look right there. All right.
That's a
we'll
meme.
It's a meme, exactly. Kristen Bird Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. I kind of like that. First of all, that was total honesty when all four of us just said, well, here's the way I look at it and all the rest of it. I think that's good, and I think it's healthy for people. And if you are locked in on one candidate, good for you too. If you love somebody that much and you're convinced they're the guy for you, good for you. If it makes you happy, I'm happy for you. I could never hate someone because of their political choices. Why would I care?
No, I'm with you on that one.
Absolutely. You want to be with me when the family show starts at about 2-3 in the afternoon today? Because this show a little long. All right. Yeah, we'll be back in about 15 minutes. But yeah, it's going to be about 15 minutes for the family show. Thanks. Talk to you guys Monday.
Talk to you then.